The Correspondence of Clues. Chapter 1. The Blue Letter from St. Mary Mead. The afternoon sun filtered through the leaded glass windows of the Drew household in River Heights, casting a warm glow over Nancy's mahogany desk. To any passerby, the 18-year-old girl with the Titian hair looked merely like a young woman catching up on her social calendar. But Nancy's focus was singular, her blue eyes scanning a sheet of delicate, cream-colored stationery covered in precise, spidery handwriting. My dear Nancy, I was delighted to receive your last missive regarding the mystery of the whispering chimney. It reminded me so much of a situation we had here in the village involving the butcher's boy and a missing weather vane. People often think that large secrets require large stages, but I have found that a tea caddy in a parlor can hold as much drama as a vault in a bank. I am overjoyed to hear that your father's legal business brings him to London this June. St. Mary Mead is but a short train journey from the city. It would be my greatest pleasure to host you for a few days of quiet. Though, knowing our mutual hobby, perhaps it won't be quite as quiet as your father might hope. Yours most sincerely, Jane Marple. Nancy smiled, folding the letter carefully. Her correspondence with Miss Marple had begun a year ago, following a chance mention of the elderly Englishwoman in a criminology journal Nancy had been studying. What started as a technical inquiry into the psychology of the village had blossomed into a deep transatlantic friendship. Nancy! The voice of Carson Drew drifted up from the hallway. Nancy tucked the letter into her pocket and hurried to the landing. Her father stood by the front door, looking every bit the distinguished attorney in his overcoat, though his eyes held their usual twinkle of parental pride. The steamship tickets have arrived, he announced, holding up a sleek envelope. The RMS Queen Mary departs from New York in 3 days. Are you packed, or are you still chasing that lead on the stolen roadster? The roadster is back in its garage, Dad, Nancy laughed, descending the stairs. And I've been packed for 48 hours. I was just reading Miss Marple's invitation. She's expecting us. Carson leaned against the banister. I must say, Nancy, I'm curious to meet this woman. From your descriptions, she sounds like a gentle soul who spends her time knitting scarves, yet you consult her on forensics as if she were a Scotland Yard inspector. It isn't forensics with Miss Marple, Dad, Nancy explained, her expression turning thoughtful. It's human nature. She says that most people are very much like someone else one has already met. She doesn't look for fingerprints, she looks for character. A valuable skill in a courtroom, too, Carson noted. Well, finish your errands. We have a long journey ahead, and I have a feeling that once we hit British soil, neither of us will be getting much rest. As her father headed into the library, Nancy walked to the window. She looked out at the quiet, tree-lined streets of River Heights. She loved her home, but the call of the unknown was pulling at her. She reached into her pocket, her fingers brushing the edge of Miss Marple's letter. She thought of the magnifying glass tucked in her trunk and the small leather-bound notebook she used for clues. Little did she know that her father's routine estate case in London was about to intersect with a mystery that would require every bit of her youthful intuition and all of Jane Marple's seasoned wisdom.